very curious on why, you used to support me from the first time I ever went live, and I see you supporting everybody else but me with ever since me and Ivan G fell out. Is there any correlation why you don't fuck with me anymore with Ivan G or what?
Uh, what do Ivan G got to do with this?
I'm curious. So what's the issue with me? Why you don't support Beyond the Bar no more?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm cutting my own lane. You know what I'm saying? What you do, the the attention that you bring is not my way, not my style. You know what I'm saying? So I just backed off.
Okay, and I respect that. I'm glad you was able to give me that clarification because when people leave behind the bar, they never give an explanation. Not saying that you have to explain yourself. You are a grown man. You don't have to explain yourself. But I appreciate you for letting me know that. But my question to you is, have I not been the same crazy, wild guy that you met from day one? I never started off pretending to be nobody, Mr. Nice Guy. You met me blacking out and shitting on people. So what's the difference between what I do now and what I did when you started messing with me back 4 years ago?
Exactly what you said. You haven't switched levels. You're still doing the same thing, man.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was a supporter. You know what I'm saying? You I don't know how to say it and sound. I don't want to sound disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You're getting stale, man. You know what I'm saying? It- to me, I think you better than what you are, and you putting yourself in a position as far as I just believe that you a whole lot better than what you're doing.
And I totally respect what you just said. And you have the right to your opinion. Although I disagree with your opinion because of the content that I provide, if you look at, you probably haven't watched me in a while, but I've been stepping my game up as far as even having big name people on my channel and doing real big things and giving away money and giving back to people. You know what I'm saying? There was this incident where one of
I
my
watched the
biggest
show. I watched.
supporters
I watched the show earlier.
doing real big things and giving away money and giving back to people. All right, hold on. I hear feedback in the background. It's throwing me off, whoever that
That was
is.
me. That was me. Go ahead. Go ahead. That was me. Go ahead.
So now my question to you is, if you watched my show earlier, why are you watching somebody that's stale? I'm confused now. Like,
I
are you just
mean,
saying
I
that?
mean, what you call it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as far as for me right now, it's like I'm trying to distance myself from a lot of different people because of that energy. Because I'm trying to concentrate on something else. You know,
Wow, that and I can respect that. I can
you
respect
see, you
that.
you see what my channel. You see what I'm trying to do with my channel. It takes a lot
Right.
of concentration to pay attention to a lot of different things, and I'm already part of the state gang, and I got to keep up with my crew. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that I just started cutting off and stuff like that. I'm the black side. I don't swing around to be hitting nobody barely. Or I'm in the chat for just throw up what's up and I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
It's-
listen. I respect you. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely respect you. I kind of got kind of irritated with you the other day in the channel if you see me because I felt as though you was ignoring me for no reason. You know what I mean? So I kind of do a little shot at you just because
Man,
I felt
I
as though you
thought
was
you
dissing me.
I thought you was trying to poke the bear. You kept throwing
I
up my
was.
symbols
I,
and shit.
I
You know what I'm
was. I
saying? I was
was because
like,
I would try to get
man,
your attention. You know what I mean? Because I felt as though you was ignoring me. You know what I mean?
man,
But
man, I'm an owl. You always got my attention. I got everything. I'm looking at everything.
right. But like I said, I think, and I'm glad Jordan said what he said before I said what I said. Jordan just confirmed in his personal opinion that I'm one of the, one of the best shows that he watches. Me and Jordan talk behind the scenes, and he tells me how much I inspire him. So I'm not going to win them all. Like, it is what it is. I get it. There's going to be people that I'm going to lose in my journey of doing what I do with content. It's not easy. I still support you. I'll be and this is not me being disrespectful, just like I used to be being disrespectful towards me. I'll be the only person in your chat. If there's not one, maybe another person, and I would sit back and I would listen to your content for over an hour and I would soak up the knowledge as far as what's going on in the country with the world and everything like that, and you warning us of what's going to happen in the future. I'll sit back with listen to you for a whole entire hour, just listening to everything that you posting on your
And,
joint.
what you
So I
call
still support you. Unfortunately, you
and
don't support me anymore.
what you call actually it might be the static that you cause. Man, in the last 2 years, do you know how many supporters I watched you lose? You know what I'm saying? It's like you really mean what you say? Like you friends to none. All I did was draw a line that we never have to come to that. You know what I'm saying? The where I'm close and you backstab me too, or whoever backstabbed too. I'm not sure how it went down. I stopped paying attention after a while. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize the energy that you bring.
Okay, and I respect
If
what
you
you
get what
said.
I'm if you get what I'm saying.
Eh, eh,
A lot of
yeah.
folks don't play with that. I hold friendships and all that close. You know what I'm saying? It, it, that's not my kind of energy. Even though I tripped out, I bugged out. You know what I'm saying with you back in. You know what I'm saying. After a while, it's like, are you are we all gonna be still doing the same thing next year, or are we gonna be better than what we are?
Right, right. And you know what? And like I said, I think this conversation is very healthy because you are the only person that actually gave me the time to talk to me. Because most people just do what you just said and just leave, and there's no type of understanding of what happened. So I'd be confused. My main concern was if I did something or said something that directly offended you without me realizing it. Because sometimes when I'm
Eh,
talking, and people have to realize, I'm sorry, hold that thought. People have to realize the name of my channel is Behind the Bar. You are dealing with a man behind his bar in his home, drinking and talking shit. So this is what happened. This is not nothing fake about it. I'm not taking shots of water or Kool-Aid. I'm literally sitting back drinking and talking shit. So that is the quote unquote, theme of the show. I'll watch a man drink and have topics on the table and talk shit. But people never highlight the positive things that I do on my channel. They never do it. When I have a gentleman like Site L get into a situation where he breaks 5 of his ribs and he can't go to work, and I hold a fundraising thing on my channel for him to be able to feed his family and feed his kids and pay his bills. People don't realize the things that I do for even a bonnet when he was in a situation, how I raised money for him. People don't see that type of stuff. People don't realize that when niggas didn't know where Bonnet was and thought he was dead, I made sure I kept on calling to make sure that he was okay to the point where, all right, cool. So people only highlight the negativity. Negativity is always going to outshine the positivity. That's just the way of the world, unfortunately. But if one day I'm going to do a compilation of all the good things that I've done for people, even behind the scenes of people that you would never know of, where they call me and say they can't feed their kids. They call me and say they need diapers for their kids. They call me and say they need gas money for their car to get to work. They call me and say they about to shut down their electric bill. And I come out my pocket and I give it to these people that you would never know of because some of these things are private. Some of these things are public, but some of these things are private. So you only seeing what scratches the surface rather than have a conversation with me and be like, yo, man, what's really going on with you? One thing you have to realize the game is that for the most part, I am an entertainer. My job is to entertain the people. You have your particular channel where you give the people knowledge and you feed them some game and you teach them things that they need to know that's about to happen to this country. What's going on with the presidents, what's going on with the food shortage, what's going on with this, what's going on with that. You have your lane, I have my lane. But I just think it's unfair for you to paint a picture of me of being pretty much negative and you got to protect your energy. It's more than that to Behind the Bar. But like I said, I 100% respect what you said to me, and you actually gave me an open mind to be able to look at things from a different perspective.
I mean, you still got my attention if I'm still watching shows, trying to keep up a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? It was just me not responding. I didn't want to flare nothing up. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like that. You sitting in Urban's chat, you and Honest. If there was a real problem, something would have been said by now. You know what I'm saying? It's just I cut off a lot of people. It wasn't just you.
And I understand that, man. And I feel as though I support everybody, man. I shared your link a couple times before. I shared Jordan
I
link a
appreciate that.
dozen times before. I show people love. I share people's link. I do everything to people. I try to donate to people here and there. I try my best to be able to get. Listen, I'm at the end of the day, man. I'm shooting from the hip. Game ain't fair. I have no big homie that's really helping me put myself out there like that. So I'm gonna make mistakes. You know what I mean? That's what people have to understand. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But people, and not saying you, I don't make this clear. But people
Hmm.
put me on a particular category because I'm married and having children that I shouldn't be online doing certain things that I do. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck does me being married and being a father, taking care of my kids, have anything to do with anything. I'm confused with that shit. So people look at me and put me in a particular category of I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. It got me fucked up. It's weird. You know what I mean?
True that.
Well, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, you never want to hear me fuck with you anymore. Like, you know, they're not trying to troll you in the live chat. I was just trying to get your attention to figure out what happened between us. Because you used to be a big supporter, you used to hit my link all the time. And it's not even about the money with me, because you sent me donations in the past and shit like that. But I just
Yeah.
would like to see you. I just didn't see your face anymore for a long time. And I'm like, damn, what the hell I do to my boy? You know what I mean? But it
Just
is what
trying
it
to
is.
concentrate, man. Just trying to concentrate. You know what I'm saying? Just keep working hard. We'll be back. Or whoever left will always come back. You know what I'm saying? It's just right now, it's like I'm trying to fly on my own right now.
All right.
That's
And,
about
and
it.
listen, you would
I
never.
could see.
Oh,
Hey,
let
I
me
could
say this
see.
one thing, therapist. Let me finish this one sentence. I promise. I'm sorry. And you just let you know the game ain't fair. You're not gonna hear me. You're not gonna hear me. Ask you no more questions. You made it loud and clear for me, man, and I appreciate you for at least giving me the time to have this conversation with me, because you don't understand how I actually needed to hear this. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I said this about 3 times already, but nobody was man enough to sit back and have this man-to-man conversation with me. You know what I mean? And this is just a case where, you know, two men is going to have to agree to disagree, and it is what it is, you know, and that's all I have to say. But what's going on, Urban? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you good, you good. Now I was listening to both of y'all point of views and stuff, right? And I get it, I understand it, but let me offer another perspective too, all right? And I'm talking to on game as well too. Now based on everything that forced me seeing the bar content for us, what I see, and also what he's explaining to you as well, uh, it appears that he's doing this for a greater means, meaning that since he's doing it this way, that means that technically speaking, he's evolving himself. He's not being stuck at the same condition where he started off originally, and that's why I see what a lot of content creators do for us, like being in, the beef and all the stuff that they don't never get out of that. They don't use it for a greater means. They do it because it's easy to do and they know it's going to get them instant views by being in beef. But to me, it appears that DeBar is using his characteristic, his character for a greater means to to elevate his platform and stuff. So you got to respect that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, where he's showing that that evolution, a change,
Oh, yeah, that definitely gets respect. You know what I'm saying?
And change takes time. Nothing that happens, especially for good, nothing happens overnight. So I definitely understand, you know what I'm saying? You have to give, especially if somebody wants to try to change, you have to give them a chance to change. So I appreciate you brothers for having this conversation. We can continue it, but I just appreciate this, man, because let me tell you something. 9 people up in here, thank you very much for joining in. This is grown folks conversation right here. It's grown folks.
Hey Jordan, real quick,
Yes, sir.
Jordan. I do got to ask the boy this though. I'm listening to you, bro. But my question to you is that why do you feel like that you have to push so hard for people to accept who you are?
And you know what? That is a great question, and that is a weakness of mine. You know, I will admit to it. I'm 35, so I'm not that young, but I'm not that old either. So pretty much what I'm saying to you is that I still have maturing to do. I still have growth to do. You know what I mean? So you're right. By me not seeing him anymore in my chat anymore and stop supporting me, I shouldn't give two shits about it. You know what I mean? But deep down inside, I still do, because I feel as though like I'm trying to make myself a better content creator. But how can I get better if I don't know how I'm fucking up at? You know what I'm saying? So by him being able to elaborate and tell me what I'm doing wrong, well, maybe I can sit back and reevaluate myself and what I'm doing in order to become a better content creator. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's why I was concerned on why he don't support me anymore. You know, and it is what it is. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure Urban
got you.
Podcast, you have supporters who you always see supporting you in your live chat. If they went missing for 3 months, you're going to be concerned, like, you know, are they even still alive, or what's going on, and what I do to that person? In the back of your mind, you still want to wonder, like, what happened between this person and that person, where me and this person was cool, and all of a sudden they gone cold turkey. You know what I mean? But that's just my personal opinion. And I'm glad, like Jordan said, this is a mature conversation because most conversations like this, what I hear on YouTube is SMD this, SMD that. Well, F you this, F you that.
Facts.
Yeah, true.
Me and the game didn't use one profanity to each other at all. You know what I mean? I wasn't planning. Even if he did turn up on me just now, I wasn't even going to turn up back. I was going to allow him to get it off his chest, and then that's how I know where we stand at. But that's not even
I'm
his
too hot for
character to
that.
do that. Yeah, I know you're not like that, so I wasn't even worried about that. You know what I mean? But like I said, it was good for us to have, like Jordan said, a mature conversation without disrespecting each other because one of us is in our feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which it is. That's good though, bro. Because I could, that's by listening to you, I could tell that you have a lot of maturity based on what I've seen in this YouTube streets with other people. Yeah, I could tell that you have a whole lot of maturity in you, bro.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, man. I like to have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go live maybe once, twice a week on a Saturday night, and I get together with the people who support me, and we get together and we have fun. We talk shit. I have topics every once in a while, and we turn up, And I used to do, and this is probably what the Game A Fair is really referring to. And correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple years ago, I used to try to keep up with what's going on with police brutality and even what happened just now with the shooter in Buffalo. I probably would have touched on that topic 2 years ago, but I found myself not being qualified to talk about that type of stuff because I don't know. That's not me. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel horrible what's happened to black people in this country. It hurt my heart to see that. Sometimes I got to turn off the TV and I don't want to watch it because it breaks my heart to watch our people literally getting slaughtered left and right, and it seems like nobody gives a fuck. But for me to put myself in that lane and bring up topics like that on my show, knowing I'm not qualified to speak on that, it will be an injustice. It will be disrespectful for me to even do that because that's not my lane. I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why maybe the Game ain't fair probably turned off and probably looking at me like,
that's not it at all.
okay,
Even though, why you think you're not qualified though?
because
I mean, you just
I know,
asking the questions, starting the live asking the questions. You know what I'm saying? To me, seeing my people so distracted that they don't know what's going on makes me upset. We
where did
partying
you
too
go?
much.
Where
We
did you go?
partying too much, man. I mean, every day is a party up this sucker, and nobody know what's going on.
And I'm glad you said that. And to answer your question, the theme that I have for Behind the Bar is come on to Behind the Bar and forget about all the problems that's going on in the world. We're gonna forget about everything for the next 2 to 3 hours. We're gonna play music. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna tell jokes. We're gonna clown. We're gonna have fun. Fuck everything. Fuck about you. I don't care about your bills, your child support, your baby mama drama. Nah, let's go behind the bar. Let's take a load off and let's have fun and relax. So that's to answer your question, man. I don't want to have my channel be on. If I was gonna do that, the Game ain't fit to answer your question. I would rather start up a whole different channel and not try to scare away my core audience. Because once you do YouTube for a while, you kind of understand what your core audience wants to see from you. You know what I mean? Like before I do a show, I could always know whether it's gonna be a good show before I even push live, and it depends on my mood, my energy, and the topic I'm going to talk about. When there's a juicy story going on, especially when it comes to like another content creator, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have at least 50 people in my room today. I know the cash that's gonna be going off like crazy because I know what my audience wants. Now, if I was to do a show talking about Joe Biden, I'm gonna have 7 people in the chat because my core audience don't want to hear that from me. So once you learn how to study your analytics and understand who does what and what your audience wants and this, that, and the third, you'll have a better perspective on the things that you should stay far away from. Respectfully.
You do perfect in the lane that you in. The problem I have is just you lose too many people that's close to you that I see actually cared for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
It wasn't just the Ivan G. You brought him up earlier. You know what I'm saying? It's the Larry. It was the Roz girl. I think, matter of fact, I told Jordan, if he lose Roz girl, I'm done. I think that was it. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
I think that might have been
All right.
the button right there.
Wow,
You know,
wow.
like,
Oh my
come on.
God.
man.
This conversation,
Which
Yeah,
girl?
I'm loving
She's
this
like,
conversation. Oh my God,
and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
and tell you the truth, I don't know what happened. I just look up one day and stuff, and she ain't dead. I'm like, he lost her too. Hit Jordan up.
Wow.
Man, she gone, yo. God damn. I mean, come on, man.
Wow. You know what? I'm about to give you an
Yeah.
exclusive, yo. The game ain't fair. I'm about to give
What?
you an exclusive. Jordan, you about to get an exclusive. I'm just
Yes,
gonna
sir.
tell you what it is. And you have to pay attention to what my guy, the game ain't fair, said. He said, listen, I don't know what happened. All I know is she wasn't there. So basically, he automatically put me guilty as charged, but I must have did something to her, and I'm got to be in the wrong because why isn't she here? So, but just to give y'all just a little bit of clarification, I did nothing to that girl. I promise you, I did nothing to that girl. Long story short, she was doing a show with Lady Fresh. She was doing a show with her, and every time it was time to do a show, Razzgood won't answer her phone call. She won't communicate with her co-host. Nobody know what's going on. She would go on a hiatus, not speaking to nobody, not talking to me, not answering her phone call. Come to find out, she changed her phone number. She cut everybody off. She don't want to talk to nobody because she has bipolar disorder. Now, somebody might say, "Well, Maine, you should be, empathetic to her medical condition." I mean, as black people in America, we all have some type of mental issue that we're going through. I don't care what nobody says. Some people just never been officially diagnosed with it. I don't care what anybody say. So,
That's
but
actually true, bro. That's actually true.
I know it's true. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody that had been diagnosed with bipolar, every time they get in a situation, they blame it on their I have bipolar, so you should understand because I have bipolar. I have bipolar. Okay, that's cool, and it is what it is. But if that's going to be your excuse for everything, then God bless you with life because you're going to end up losing a lot of friends by you using that as an excuse. Now, to be able to be more clarification, all I did was tell my audience this: the game ain't fair. It was to a point where I felt as though she no longer wanted to do that particular podcast that she was on with Lady Fresh. She no longer wanted to do it, but didn't want to come out and be honest. You know what I'm saying? So I came out on my show one day and I said to my audience that's asking me because I'm the one who really kind of like, in a sense, I didn't put the group together because they came together on their own and thought of the Rise and Fresh show, but I'm the one that helped them really get their channel moving and off the ground. Now, on the first episode of Rise and Fresh, they had technical difficulties, so they had to do it on my channel Behind the Bar. And I streamed it from my account, and it did great. It did like 800 views on the first episode on Behind the Bar. And at the time, her laptop was acting up. That's why she couldn't do it on hers, because her laptop was acting up. She went on another platform, this guy named Mike 777, and told them that I sabotaged her first show, and it was my fault that her laptop wasn't working. She blamed me for her laptop not working. And the white boy was his name 777 was like, "Yeah, I think Maine the Milkman sabotaged your show," and she was co-signing him on his show. "Yeah, you might be right," agreeing with the white boy that I sabotaged your show. Yo, the game, all I did was try to help her show. All I did was teach her how to use StreamYards, teach her how to use YouTube. I gave her every tool she needed. I gave her all the promotion she needed. I did that for her. But she turned around and let a white boy manipulate her to turn against someone who she called her brother, which was me. So long story short, I don't want to keep you going too long. She's
Mike 777.
yeah, she let that white boy turn her
What?
against me. I swear to God. I swear to God. So anyways, um,
Damn.
long story short, I went on my channel and I told my audience, I said, listen, I don't think there's going to be too much episodes of The Rise and Fresh going on. I don't think they want to do it anymore. I think it's going to be canceled. This is me speaking the truth. People always say they want an honest person to online. When I be honest to my audience and tell them the truth, I'm the bad guy for telling y'all the truth. And she came on my channel and was like, "I'm suffering from bipolar, wondering if the people on the left or the right of me is real fucking people and not having conversations about me on YouTube. So fuck you, man." That's the last time we ever spoke. Me and her never had an argument. Ever. You know what I mean? And she turned on me for that. And she never came back. Now, people, no disrespect, but people like you that didn't do, the research and find out what really happened, because I told everybody what happened on my channel already. They automatically look at me as the bad guy because Razzgood is looked at as the princess of YouTube. So if anybody did anything to Razzgood, it got to be the other person's fault because Razzgood can do no wrong, not knowing that absolutely
No,
I didn't do nothing to her.
actually, no, that was just the line and shit. Because it was like so much stuff was going on, man. It's like, man, you always got something going on. It, And just for me, that's just wasn't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? You see how we rock over here. You know what I'm saying? We keep a low profile.
Yeah,
I
man.
just they want to have that around me. You know what I mean?
The one thing I didn't quite understand, and let me just put my little 2 cents in this real quick. The one thing I didn't quite understand, and listen, Roz girl didn't do anything to me. I haven't done anything to her. She hasn't been in the chat since that happened. I guess she associates me with you, man. I don't know why, but it is what it is. The one thing that I was confused about, right, when she said that people on the left and the right of me, see, it's one thing to say the left of me, but when you say the left and the right, that makes me think that you think are good and the people that you may have questions about, you're questioning all of them. That was the one thing that I was confused about. Maybe she was just emotional and said that, or that's the only part I was confused about in that whole thing. But man, let me ask you a question in all objectiveness, right? Do you think an issue was the fact that you said you think the show is over instead of maybe not confirming it with Roz and Lady Fresh? Do you think maybe that's where some of that might stem from? Just in all objectiveness.
Well, to answer your question, as you know, I knew information behind the scenes and in front of the camera, so I knew more than what the audience knew. You know
Okay,
what I mean? But it was
that's fair.
to answer your question, it was never confirmed. But some things is obvious. If a person's not answering their phone call for weeks, they change their phone number and don't really want to be bothered not answering the phone call when it's time to do a show. What does that tell you?
Fair enough.
Jordan, me and you going to do a show together. We said we're going to do this every Friday. We're doing brand new thoughts, and 2, 3 Fridays go by, and you call on my phone, and I'm not answering the phone call, and you see me in other people's chats, other people's panels, so you know I'm not dead. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Two plus two is going to equal 4, no matter what. So most people in life, they rather just let things blow over, and they'll get the point. Oh, they'll get the point. So I'm the type of person that I would speed up the time. Like I want to play, I want to speed up the time and say, you know what? Let's cut the bullshit. I think this shit is a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It is what it is.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
I got you.
Maybe that's a bad thing that I'm too brutally honest. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just had to ask that, man, because like I said, the comment about people on the left and the right.
Oh, let me answer that. So
Yeah.
the person on the left of her, if you look at, there was 3 people on that particular panel. So it's look at your screen right now. So it's me, you,
Right.
and who's underneath me? I can't see. Who's underneath me on the left hand side?
Urban and MC.
MC. All right, boom. So MC is Raz Girl. Jordan, you are Lady Fresh, and I'm me. So she's looking up. She's below us, and she's looking up. She said, the people on the left, that's you, Jordan. The person on the right is me. It's real fucking people. So she's talking about Lady Fresh and Maine the Milkman. She's thinking that me and Lady Fresh is behind the scenes talking shit about her, and we're fake people. She said it. You gotta stop. Sometimes you gotta stop this overthinking. She said what she said, and she meant it. The people on the left and the right, it was me and Lady Fresh. She's talking about us. Point blank, period. And it is what it is.
I thought that when I heard that too. That's all. I just wanted to put that little perspective on there. Oh, April Showers is in the building. Go ahead and drop a bomb for April Showers. Thank you very much for joining in, April Showers. She says hello to everyone in the chat and the panel. Go ahead, brother.
I want to say one more thing to the Game Ain't Fair, because like the Game Ain't Fair. I don't know if you realize that this conversation was something that I definitely needed to hear. I said this about 7 times already, but let me say something, man. Sometimes when you're a channel holder, and suppose somebody, one of your supporters or somebody that comes up with you, it doesn't like the way you run your platform. So however you run your platform, they're telling you that they don't like how you're running your platform. The best thing they could do is, the door is wide open. You can go. I don't beg people to stay. The Game Ain't Fair. So if somebody has an issue with how I run behind the bar, I mean, I'm not that arrogant and ignorant to just think that I'm always right. I hear you out, but ultimately, it's up to me to decide whether I'm going to continue doing what I want to do or not. So a lot of people that left had an issue with how I run behind the bar. And what they have to understand is I built behind the bar for the most part, by myself. And people come on Behind the Bar to see Maine the Milkman, not to see nobody else. Everybody else that hits my link is just a bonus. You know what I mean? And that's all due respect. A wise man once told me, it's not on you, it's in you. So my audience that watches me to watch Maine the Milkman. Now, don't get me wrong, there's probably a few people in the crack that came to me to watch, say a Raz girl or watch a Larry or whoever. But for the most part, my audience come there to see me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing what I do. I'm trying my best to entertain my audience. Like I told you earlier, I kind of know in a nutshell what my audience wants to see and hear from me. So I had to run behind the bar how I run behind the bar. Now, those y'all that don't like it, they're free to go ahead and start their own channel and see if they can figure it out, because I had to figure this out on my own. You know what I mean? There was no big homie to come over here and put me under their wing to really help me out and put me out there. I did it on my own from the Queen Slip days, because the game ain't fair. You've been around me since the Queen Slip days, and you've seen what I had to do. I damn to put my life on the line for what I believe in behind the bar by myself. I went inside of a studio with people who hate my guts. They could have beat the shit out of me because they beat the shit out the next nigga that came after me. They beat the brakes off of that nigga, bust that nigga nose.
Do you think you better than? Do you think you better than them?
I think I'm.
Do you think you better than them?
As far as a person, as a human being,
no.
Absolutely.
As far as content.
Yes, I think I'm the best. I think I'm the number one person.
Nigga, that's what the fuck I'm saying.
Oh shit! I like that. There you go. Drop a bomb, Jordan. Drop a bomb, Jordan.
I know it. I like this. I like the confidence. Talk about it.
Absolutely.
My high coming down now.
I like that. Yeah, listen. And the game, and to be fair, like I love your name. The game ain't fair, and that name speaks volumes because the game ain't fair. So to answer your question, listen, I'm not going to hit it all the time. I'm not going to get it right all the time. Sometimes I go live and I might have a bad show. But to answer your question, I'm trying. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best to be able to come out here and give people some awesome, original content. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Another reason why, you know what I'm saying, I rock, man. I respect the underdogs, me personally. I respect the underdogs. First time I met you, dog, it's just like when I met you, man. You want to know how I met you?
Was it Osmo?
Nope. It was with Flip. You was being called all kinds of F's and this and that, and then Flip hung up on you. That was my to you. And I said, wait a minute, time out. Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. I done seen a whole lot of people come up in here with some fuckery and shit, but you calling this guy out and saying he a struggling podcast? Let me check out that nigga struggling podcast. Oh shit. And I've been rocking out ever since. So it's the underdogs for me that I fuck with. And I kind of got to go back to why, the situation with Bonnet is just so unfortunate, because I think Bonnet is an underdog as well. What he went through with his home being on blaze, that's crazy. Could have lost his life. You know what I'm saying? And Maine, you as well, you know what I'm saying? You had your own scare with a certain virus we're not going to talk about. Oh shit. But you know what I'm saying? You had your own health scare and you got out of it. So it's just like to see two underdogs, you know what I'm saying, that I fuck with personally go through their issues, it's tough to see. And as somebody who's a supporter, it's also tough to see. But again, I believe in credit. You build credit with people. Just because somebody cusses you out one time or says something disrespectful to you one time, I don't think that's cause for you to just cut the whole friendship. But there is a line, however. There's a line. And there's a real life outside of this YouTube thing. When I cut this camera off, I'm gonna go to my real bed in my real life and go to real sleep. So when we start blurring the lines, that's when it gets choppy. So I don't know. I thought the last time, honestly, man, I don't want to be too long-winded. I thought the last time you and Bonnet was not going to really see eye to eye and then y'all got cool again. Who knows if that could be the case again? I don't know. But I respect your opinion. I can see how you feel the way you feel, because I would too. If one of the brothers, and I consider MC my guys, but come on, man. You put my address out there. Where we going to go from there? So.
There you go. You know what I mean?
I don't know, fellas. I just appreciate y'all having this conversation.
Who put out whose address?
Exactly, Game. Exactly. Hang on. Before we answer your question, Game, you see how you just asked that question? You see how you just asked that question? Who put, because that's a line cross, right? You agree that that's a line cross?
Man,
I know,
somebody gonna get fucked up.
That's why it's fucking heartbreaking. I'm telling you, as a supporter of both gentlemen, it's tough seeing
Jordan, answer the game ain't fair. He asked you a legitimate question. Answer this question.
Yeah. Bonnet put out Maine's address out there on the chat on a video.
That's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Man. And anybody who rocks with, you know what I'm saying, and again, this is all due respect with Bonnet, but anybody who rocks with Bonnet would even say, come on, dog, come on. But I don't want to get in grown men business. That's the one thing I do. I try to stay out of family business, because when you get in family business, you end up getting burnt at the end of the day. So I'm gonna just try to own it for now.
Man, see, that's why I'm talking about news on my channel, where I'm going to find the white folks and shit, man. Black folks.
Oh, Gabe, what you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Gabe?
It was just a moment, man.
What are you talking about, Gabe?
Like, niggas doing too goddamn much. Goddamn.
Oh, man. There you go. There we go. Like I said, I'm gonna drop the link again. Anybody want to talk up, you're more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? But man, I appreciate your honesty, Game. I appreciate your, you know what I'm saying, your honesty as well. You know what I'm saying? And
try to keep it real, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it real with each other.
So let me ask you a question then, Game.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see yourself back there rocking with Behind the Bar?
No, hold on. Hold on. Slow down, Jordan. Listen. This conversation wasn't. Listen, I respect the hell out of what he said. You know what I mean? Like, don't even, if he comes back, let him come back without even being pressured. You know, let it happen organically. But don't put him on a spot like that, because it's kind of uncomfortable. Because he made it clear that my content is stale. Like, let him just, you know, I step my game up. If he doesn't like it, then he doesn't like it. You know what I mean?
Look at Maine taking constructive criticism like a G. Look at this. This is refreshing, Maine. This is refreshing. Okay, I respect the hell out of that. Okay.
That's all it is. I see him bigger than what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I see him over there on that. Who's that little strawny dude? Everybody be liking. I don't what's the guy's name?
Come on.
Little strawny content creator and shit. You be doing all the news and shit, all the stories.
Game, now you got me curious. Who you talking about, brother?
It was a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago. He was up there with us smoking homeboy, the dude that ran into the wall and shit.
Bonk?
Lansky. It was Lansky. I was smoking him and shit.
What the hell? What?
Man.
Oh, he lost me just now. Rewind.
Talk about it, Gabe.
The dude showing shit. It was Behind the Bar, I Smoke, and Lansky sitting on the panel and shit. I can't think of the content creator's name.
The Star Report?
The Star Report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he scared me for a second, Jordan. I thought he said he wanted me to be more like Lansky.
Me too.
Oh, no,
I was like, huh?
No, I'm saying that you bigger than Star. With the energy that you bring, you bigger than Star.
Wow.
Which part? The thing is,
Maine, that's the biggest compliment you've ever received. Jesus.
And that's the part.
You have to prove it. You have to prove it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You stop fucking around with these little motherfuckers. That's what I see you doing, man. You bigger than them. We watching you. You was ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? You sitting here fucking with the little dudes, man. You bigger than this, man.
And you know, and what you said was deep though. But the problem is, even though I said what I said just now, that I think I'm the best content creator, but I still feel as though I'm a small, tiny little channel that I'm in the same category as everybody else that's so-called struggling podcast. So you know what I mean? But you're right. You're absolutely right.
Get them, start getting some big interviews, man. You did the Hassan Campbell, you had Sarnetta, go bigger. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, stick in that frame of just dope interviews. But that drama and stuff like that, that's keeping our people distracted, though. I can't support the drama no more.
Respect.
We got enough of it with the state game. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh, y'all got drama in the state game? Y'all have drama?
Oh no. We stay low key. We ain't got no drama over
Bullshit.
there.
Yo, Jordan, I smell bullshit like a motherfucker, man.
Bullshit.
God
Bullshit.
damn. So listen,
Yeah,
Jordan,
I don't know
it's
what
so
game. I don't know what game talking about. We stay in drama.
yeah, right. See, exactly. So listen, Jordan, Jordan, what's good for the
See,
goose? Jordan, what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. So I gotta stay out of
see
drama.
that
It's hard as
that
hell to stay out of drama, man.
see that shows you who's trying to run away from it and who ain't, man. Yeah, Urban, you can have this conversation.
No, don't try to throw me on the bus. You want me to put it out there?
Oh shit!
Exactly. That shit is hard. It's hard as hell. Listen, the needs of the many far outweigh the needs of the few. However that shit go. Basically, like you're not gonna be able to satisfy anybody, no matter what, yo. The game ain't fair. You can find a cure today for cancer. There's gonna be people that's mad at you. The pharmaceutical company's gonna be so mad at you because now they can't make their billions of dollars by keep feeding us this medicine that only temporarily take away the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot please everybody, no matter what. It is what it is. That's the name of the game, unfortunately. Like I don't be looking for trouble. The game ain't fair. But when I see a snake in my camp, I call them out, man. It is what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
that also deal with every time you want to go up. The more you go up, the bigger devils you're gonna deal with. That's what it is.
New levels, new
that is.
devils.
Yep.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
A wise man once told me this: the bigger you become, the smaller the world becomes. Meaning that
Yep.
the game ain't fair. You could be in the mall with your wife and your children or whoever if you got grandchildren, and you could be suppose you're like a content creator where you're popular. You go to the mall, you got all these people. Hey, the game ain't fair. Hey, and you don't know none of these motherfuckers because they see you, but you don't see them. So they could sneak up on somebody that don't like you, could sneak up on you and fuck you up based upon something that you said on the internet that they didn't like. So some of these people, like for you named Hassan Kimball the other day. Hassan Kimball got thousands of people who hate his guts that never met him based upon his opinion or based upon they feel as though he was never molested. So they take their personal feelings against him on some internet shit and they have real hatred for him in their heart, which I can never understand how you can hate somebody online that you never even don't even really know and they don't even know you.
And just
So the
like
Hey,
late Kevin
Charles Wood
Samuels
be talking
deal with
crazy,
this.
man.
What'd you say, MC?
He be talking crazy, dog. Dude, super disrespectful, dog.
Mm.
Like, if a nigga did that to me, the rest of the world wouldn't be. I wouldn't waste my breath being disrespectful to nobody but that guy only if it was that serious.
But that's the key word to MC said. The key word what MC said was if it was him, if it was him, Hassan Campbell is not you, so you can't speak what that man should do.
Right.
Everybody's their own individual, and I mean that by all due respect. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
disrespect
But
MC at
why
all.
always the suckers from that area always forgiving the person who done something to him, but tough to the rest of the world? You can't pick and choose who you want to be with.
I mean, you
It's
say you
supposed to be
can't, but people
off with his
do.
head. It's supposed to be off with his head a long time ago, and people still honoring dude need to be put in the same box he do.
I get it. Trust me, I get everything you're saying. Everything you say makes sense, but not
I
everybody's
don't
cut
even
from the
care
cloth.
about none of that stuff. I'm different, dog. I'm born different. I'm raised different. I've been through hell. I spent 2 years coming out of room for an hour a day, dog. That shit changed you in different ways than y'all talking about and doing all that little extra stuff. That little stuff he whining about getting 50,000 a month. Man, dude, milking y'all. That boy
Hey,
he liked all that happening to him. Nigga. Ain't no way dude Bambada still be walking around proudly.
you see what
If
my man name is the game ain't fair, and I gotta keep referring to his name. So some people might look at Hassan Campbell like, damn, that's not fair that he's able to get 50K a month over here milking the people and shit according to you. And you're like, yo, that's not fair. Like, come on now, he's sitting here manipulating the people, but like my man name says, the game ain't fair. You know what I mean?
game ain't fair.
I mean, it ain't his fault YouTube pay people, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna keep talking about it and showing your face like that, disrespecting everybody, be prepared, dog. Hey, Ain't no big eyes over little U's. I'm not bigger than you. You not bigger than me. You might make more money than me, but you not bigger than me, man. I don't know more than you. I can learn from you. You can learn from me. That's what big eyes over little U's mean. He gonna learn that one day, real
Absolutely.
soon. I don't wish that
Absolutely.
on nobody, but I know he gonna learn it because I learned it. Everybody else, people who did stuff to me or my family, they learned it. That's something you'll never be able to change. I'm a person that make the world go round, dog. My little opinion make this whole world go around. My one opinion I'm telling you now, that's making this world spin, nigga.
Boy,
But
I was waiting
anyway,
for it. You dig? Boy, I was waiting for it.
fuck it, you did, man. That ain't in the big mood right now, man. You did. I'm talking real facts right now, guy.
I know you is.
But nah, I don't got no problem with nobody, man. Behind the bottom, none of that. That little lightweight stuff y'all be doing, that ain't nothing, man. I thank God for them type of little beef like that. That's nothing. Cause I couldn't. It was 7, 8 years of my life. I couldn't even be caught at a grocery store without having a major shootout. So that little stuff y'all be doing, that's fine.
It's interesting, man. It's really interesting, and I don't know when it comes to the Hassan Campbell thing. He's very controversial. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand. Do you think that there's people, and this is just for everybody, do you think that people's trauma bonded to Hassan? And when I say by trauma bonded, I mean they resonate with him in a way where he's getting support by real people. These aren't little people, you know, he gets support by real upstanding people. What
Yeah,
do y'all
man,
think?
that's all. I'm just saying, you already know how I'm is, dog. I'm stuck in my ways, B. Ain't nothing gonna change me. That dude is phony and faking it. Man, I couldn't be sitting here talking to you right now if that happened to you 20 years ago. You want to be still the same, you'll be still trying to find that dude, dog. You ain't finna just start a whole platform, meet new people, meet new relationships. You're not gonna do that, dog. Why you think women still be in mental health facilities when they get raped, dog?
But man,
It ain't gonna go away overnight, man.
let me
Can't nobody trick me, is what I'm trying to say. Nobody. I
happen
don't
to
care
him.
how slick you is. Can't no man in America trick me, dog.
So MC, do you believe what happened to him, or
Yeah, it happened to him. People was liking that stuff, dog. Was like, let's just take for jail. You say, I ain't going to jail. They be raping people. No, they don't be raping people, man. Everybody who has sex in jail willingly wanted to get piped down in jail. You ain't taking. Don't nobody go, hey, you come here. That's all movie stuff. People in there in line waiting willingly, like a nigga waiting on the crack whore out here on the street. Niggas in jail waiting on the fag in there to do the same thing.
so going back, MC, and I hear what you're saying. So are you saying that you believe what happened to him, but you think he's exploiting it for money and somewhat fame?
I
Is
believe
that what I'm
how
hearing?
I'm saying how
Yeah,
he
I think
tough
that
towards
too.
the rest of the world. But when it come to dude who within 5 miles of him, he not tough. He don't care. He don't want no retaliation, nothing. But he want blood for everybody else that's 2,000 miles away from him. Some just ain't adding up to me, man. Like he
Interesting.
want blood. He want them locked up or dead. Don't care about their kids. He talking about dead people overnight. Niggas ain't even used to talk like that till they heard 1,000 people from Chicago talking like that. Now the whole world is talking about smoking dead people.
Because I believe what happened to him was real, but you know it. Hey, it is what it
It
is.
happened to him because he wanted it to happen to him.
Oh man.
Don't nothing just happen. If somebody, that's what I'm telling you. If something happen, I can't even use you for example, dog. I don't even feel right using you for example.
Right.
But I'm saying if that happened to somebody I know, they not finna be wait 10 years later to become a YouTuber, blogging on everybody, getting in other people's business. How, man? That's the biggest business in the world. You should be focused on that only. I spent 75 years chasing down the person who done that to me.
The game
They
ain't
done
fair.
that to
I'm
me.
sorry. MC the Shiznet. Do you believe in the condition called Stockholm syndrome? Do you think that's a real thing?
Nah,
Yeah.
man, I don't believe nothing, dog. But my kids, man, and me, I don't even play with all that silly stuff. Nothing. I don't believe in nothing but my family, man.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Basically,
Nothing. I'm talking about like if I buy a new car, I don't believe it'll make it to my house the same day I buy it. I don't trust nothing. Don't believe in nothing.
all right. Do anybody on the panel? And for those of you that don't know, Stockholm syndrome is when like the victim protects the person who abused them. You know what I mean? No matter what, because they still got love for them.
According to Google, Stockholm syndrome is a coping mechanism to a captive or an abusive situation. People develop positive feelings towards their captors or abusers over time. This condition applies to situations including child abuse, coach athlete abuse, relationship abuse, and sex trafficking. According to Google.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, you
You
know, maybe
can mental abuse be part of that too, or is they considered in that relationship?
Well, it does say people develop positive feelings towards their captors or abusers. So I would guess, yeah, that would count.
Lotus said it good. On this part, it says the victim shows empathy towards their predators. I agree with that. Yeah, and they will protect them as well. But pretty much, they don't want to see nothing happen to the person that abused them.
So okay, so Maine, so asking you, so you think that he's definitely suffering with this particular syndrome?
I mean, he said it. He tells people that he put food in his refrigerator growing up, and he
Mhm.
didn't have a place to stay, and he was a father figure. So
Right.
I don't have to say that. You gotta listen to the words that he said, and then you could draw your own conclusion. But he says that, not me.
Got you. Got you. Got you. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely, it's a real thing. It's definitely real. And just, yeah, it's, whoa, we getting a lesson up in here. Good God. I didn't think we was gonna get this far, but here we
But let
are.
me say something. Since y'all brought up Hassan, and you guys know that I have a rapport with Hassan as far as he came on my channel. He came on my channel 3 times, and he allowed me to interview him 3 times. Never charged me a dime. Every time I interview Hassan Campbell, the numbers are in the thousands. I would chop up the interview and I would upload different highlights of the interview, and it would get 10, 15, 20,000 views per video, which brings in subscribers, which brings in views, which brings in money at the end of the day. So, like I said to y'all earlier,
Right.
there's no big content creator that helps behind the bar out. So I'm pretty much doing everything on my own as far as content is concerned. So I can appreciate someone like Hassan Campbell that gives me his platform, or even him as a brand, as a person, to come on my show to help grow my channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah,
I'm never
I feel
I'm
that.
yeah, so I'm not gonna go
I
and
know.
disrespect the guy.
I know. I ain't trying to make you be like that. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. Just for his, because he could help me get an extra 600 views. I still wouldn't mess with him. On the strength of what he been through, I wouldn't mess with him. Is what I'm trying to say. Not your situation here. Me, I wouldn't mess with him at all. Like, mm-mm.
So you're telling me as somebody that's an inspired quote unquote journalist that likes to interview people, that I should discriminate who I interview?
Nah, that's it. I ain't talking about you personally. Me, I wouldn't even touch him. I wouldn't even mention his name. I wouldn't even care how many views he can bring me. I know he can bring me some views, but
Okay.
I'm just saying he does disrespectful stuff, man. But when he get around people like you, he ain't gonna show that side, dog. You ain't gonna know what he been through. It's people
Mm.
willing to drive 2,000 miles to shoot dude in the face. That's how disrespectful he been to certain people that I know.
MC the Shiznit, would you if you had the opportunity, even though you're not a journalist or someone that interviews people, but if you had the opportunity to interview somebody like R. Kelly, would you interview him or no?
Man, I seen R. Kelly like 74,000 times in my life. I ain't never run up on him. I knew where R. Kelly hung in McDonald's at High Park every day. Now I know why he was there, but I'm just saying we want. Oh, this is R. Kelly. This is R. Kelly. It don't be like that. I wouldn't interview him now,
Okay, respect, respect.
not because of what he did. I'm just saying I ain't that type of guy who, hey man, I'm finna go. I'd have been around. I could You can ask Madd Militant, you can ask Jordan. I just show my receipts, bro. I done been hanging out with Jay-Z, Twister, 50 Cent. I done hung with all these guys. I'm not finna be you using that to try to. I don't care about that, man.
Respect.
I don't care about none of that stuff, bro.
See,
I'm
and
just
that just
happy
goes,
to be alive, brother. That's it. If it
and
ain't
that
got
also
nothing to
goes
do
to
with being
lanes.
alive, man.
That also goes to lanes too, because my brother MC, you know what I'm saying? He you know, see, he does his car thing, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I definitely interview his nasty ass.
Oh shit! Oh,
Hell
shit.
yeah. I wouldn't hesitate. But again, that's
Right.
me. That's me.
So Jordan, would you interview Hassan? Would you interview Hassan Campbell?
Would I interview Hassan Campbell? Me personally, I'd have to do more research on him. I have to do more research on the story. And I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think he'd be very comfortable interviewing with me.
And why is
Because,
that?
I'll be honest with you, there's a lot that when it comes to journalism, there has to be integrity. And I understand that when it comes to some interviews, there's just some things that's going to be off limits. I'm sure if me and you, BehindDabar, we did an official interview, there's just some things I'm sure you'll be like, okay, let's not touch on that, right? With that
I
being
disagree. I disagree, but go ahead.
said, right, okay, we'll go back to that. But there will be certain things I would have no choice, maybe not to act direct as I do, but there's some things that happened in his past I might have to bring up because I can't talk about anything else respectfully without at least talking about that, because that's very much a part of his story. It's very much a part of it. And
Well,
to
I'll tell you this from. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying to ignore it, it would be disingenuous. Go ahead, brother.
And a good interviewer or a good journalist knows how to ask the tough questions,
Right.
and without sounding disrespectful. You know what I mean? You have to be able. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. You know. So, with time, with if you start interviewing people, you'll start learning that some of the answers. I'm sorry, some of the questions that may be kind of controversial. If the way you word it and the way you say it, you'll be able to get the answer that you're looking for, rather than coming off as being just straight blunt and disrespectful with how you ask the question, in my personal opinion.
Definitely agree. And Lotus Firebomb asks us a good question. I'm gonna ask you first, man. She asks, who would be the one person that y'all would like to interview if y'all had the chance? Man, I'll let you have it first.
If I could interview anybody in the world, I will interview um I'll interview Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. That's not a bad answer. Mark Zuckerberg. Close for me. If I had to interview one
I know
person,
what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
honestly, if this might surprise you.
I know
If
what you're gonna say.
If I had to interview one person, it'd probably be Elon Musk.
I just hold on. I know what you're gonna say. You didn't even allow me to. You didn't even allow me to answer the question. I knew you were gonna say him. I knew you were gonna say him, and that was my second. That was my second choice. And the reason why I picked Mark first is because he was out more on the public with the Facebook thing. Now it's turned into the metaverse. You know what I mean? But that was the second one I know you were gonna ask, because with the what's going on with the metaverse and everything like that with him. But I already knew that you were gonna say that. Absolutely.
I'm just saying because I believe that there's knowledge there that I need to know. There's knowledge there that I need to extract. This man is making commercial flights out of space.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Let me say that one more time. Out of space. He's giving commercial flights. I gotta talk to you. We gotta talk.
Motherfuckers are alien. Something ain't. He ain't human.
Alien. Wait a minute. Wait.
You see how that motherfucker be looking at the camera and shit, man? The dude look like a freaking robot.
Game, I can't fuck with you tonight.
Oh, by the way, I got a UFO show coming, man. Y'all
Man.
keep it. We gonna investigate the Pentagon. Fuck that shit.
I'm just saying that was a good. I'm just saying, man. I just in terms of I don't know. One thing that I see that is lacking sorely on YouTube, me personally, is that I just see that there is an integrity piece that's missing. And I get it, drama sells. Drama like sex sells, right? But there's just an integrity piece. And when I meet the people who have integrity, I have no choice but to be like, okay, I'm gonna rock with you. Because Maine, kind of going back to you, I know that, you know what I'm saying? We all have our flaws. We're human. We all have our flaws, but there's a certain integrity about you, right? That can be magnetic. When you have integrity, it lets you know that although this is the internet, although this is quote unquote fake, what's out there outside of this whole thing can somewhat be genuine. Somewhat.
Hey.
Listen, I'm Jordan Live. Live is not my last name. So when I come up here, yes, here's the thing, guys. I'm breaking the fourth. Hang on. I'm breaking the fourth wall here. Wait a minute. I'm a character. Jordan Live is a character. It's not my last name. There is a real Jordan outside of this YouTube thing. When it blends together, that's when it gets murky. So it's integrity that I stick with. And my favorite content creators, I believe, have somewhat integrity. That's why I rock with them. Go ahead, y'all. I'm so sorry. I got my Stephen A on real quick. My bad.
Stephen A.
My bad. I can't help it sometimes.
Well, I'm gonna stay on the coon train, and the person I would like to interview the most is Candace Owens.
Nah. Game. Candace Owens, huh?
We white supremacists, ain't we?
Wait a minute, game. Wait a minute. Hold on. You a black man, dog. You not a white supremacist.
Man, I had so many niggas call people like me got daggone white supremacists and everything just because of how I thought. So since they said that about a collection, I'm gonna stick with the coon train.
No,
I want to interview
go.
Game, I'm
That's
glad.
what I'm talking about, man. That's what I was talking about. That type of stuff right there.
Talk about it.
Not you, gang, but that same type of whining right there is what I'm sick of. The other people, man. Like that's called whining, B. Oh, I'm just stick with the coon train. Man, ain't no nigga finna make me just do something they want me to do. Nah, nigga, I don't give. We gonna have to fight me, man. Kill me to make me do all that shit, man. I ain't agreeing to shit, nigga. I ain't sticking to no train, nigga. Fuck gonna make me stick to it.
Oh shit!
That's what I'm talking about, gang. Like I'm saying, not you personally, but that what you just said. I be like,
do you know it's a war out here going on, man?
Yeah.
I mean, soon as say like somebody like me might have a different opinion, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. If it don't fit the narrative of a lot of black folks, we're automatically called coons, white supremacists, goddamn, all kind of shit except for black.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. But I'm just saying, I won't be saying if they call me that, I'm still. I ain't even let no. Nah, man. Y'all gonna have to do more than that. Give me this break and say y'all can have it. I'm gonna just be this then. Nope.
This is kind of leading to Buffalo a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you, Gabe.
I mean that's where it started at. That's what we started at. You know.
I'm hard head, man. I ain't doing none of that shit.
Before Superstar Maine came up here, man, and took the show, man.
You know, listen, man. I'm just like Jordan. I'm just like the game ain't fair. I'm just like MC the Shiznit, man. You know, there's some content creators that will be in everybody's bushes and listening, right? But they feel as though they're too big to type in the chat or hit the link because they think that they're better and bigger than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even though I said as far as my content is concerned, I think I'm one of the best. But as far as a human, man, listen, you everybody on the same level to me, man. I respect you. Just as you show me respect, I show you respect. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make it. Like the game ain't fair said. Like, I got a lot of work to do. I gotta step my game up, so I ain't no superstar at all.
That was not to be disrespectful.
I know. I can take a joke. I listen. Just like how I could dish it, the game ain't fair. Just how I could dish it, man. I could take it, man. That's why I had a show. I wanted people to roast me on my birthday, man, because I wanted people to know, like, listen, man. I like to make fun of people and clown people, but
I'm saying, man. Ain't no big eyes overlook
Man,
you,
I was
nigga.
just, I
I'm
was just trying
learning
to be,
something.
I was just trying to avoid being one of the shows and
I'm
stuff,
learning
man.
something right
And
now,
State Gang,
man.
you find out State Gang is like 160 deep. Then you have a show.
Hold on one